Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make the easiest treehouse that you have ever made in Minecraft ever. You can access the treehouse in two ways. Number one, we can crack open this door and we can climb up the inside. Number two, we can climb up the super spirally staircase that we have on the outside of our treehouse. Once we eventually get up to the top of our treehouse, once we get inside, we will be greeted with our incredibly cozy survival themed interior. What more could you want? I do hope that you guys enjoy this tutorial. If you do, please do remember to subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, and click that little bell next to the subscription button. That'll ensure that you get all of our videos sent directly to your sub box. Without any further ado, let's get started. So just before we get started everybody, here are all of the materials that we need to make our super simple easy treehouse. Please make sure that you have access to all of those materials and enough of them as well. The amount of space required to make the treehouse is a 4x4 block area on the ground. You're more than welcome to mark out this area using some white concrete if you like, but I think that you might manage without it. And that's it. Pause the video if you have to, make sure you got enough stuff, make sure that you have enough room to make it, even make the little grid if you like, and once you are, we can get started. Step 1, my tree building friends. Come all the way over to the front left hand corner of your grid, if you've made it. Count inwards towards the center, diagonally by 1, and this is where we're going to start things off. Place an oak wood on the ground. 2 behind it, 1, 2, 2 to the right, 1, 2, 2 moving forwards, 1, 2, and then destroy the block in the middle of these two oak woods, replace it with an oak plank, and do the same behind, like this. You can stick a door on the most outward oak plank, and what we now have to do is place 10 wood on top of all of the remaining oak wood. So on all of these oak woods, 10 more oak woods. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we of course have to do this going all the way around. This is going to form the trunk of the tree. The trunk of the tree is pretty much there to allow us to get up to the top of our treehouse. Plus, it would look a little bit weird if the actual tree didn't have a trunk. Most do. So we are going to be able to climb up inside of the trunk of the tree. So I would highly suggest placing a row of ladders leading all the way up the back inside of the tree. So you'll be able to just throw open this door and you can casually just climb your way all the way up to the top. But another method for getting all the way up to the top of the tree, you guys know I like to give you options, and of course you can leave out one of these if you like. We are going to have an escalating set of oak wood slabs. So the first oak wood slab is going to be placed right here in the front left hand corner of the tree. So it's actually going to be like right here, next to the door. We're going to extend that slab to the left, and then we're going to extend it up and around the tree. The oak wood slabs extend up and backwards around the tree, except all you've got to remember is that the oak wood slabs on the corners are going to remain flat. And what I mean by that is, as we place all of these oak wood slabs, you'll notice that as you approach a corner, don't try and go upwards as you would on the sides. Simply leave it level and flat, and then climb on the actual corners. So you just remain flat on the corners, and then on the sides you escalate. It's a very simple method of doing things, and you should get it once you do it a few times. That way, it's nice and easy to climb because the corners are the hardest part of the actual tree to take, and you will end up, if you have made your tree trunk 11 blocks high in total, because we started off with 1 and we added 10, so it's about 11 in total. You will end up with some oak slabs that lead up to the back. So you'll do one entire rotation all the way around the front, and then you will finish on the back, about 1 or so rows away from the top, like this. The trunk of the tree is also going to have some glass in it as well, so leaving a gap of 1 above the door, we're going to destroy a block, place a glass on the front of the tree, and just up above where we have these slabs, we're going to leave a gap, destroy one, and that is where we are going to place some glass as well. So the foundation of the tree is very pretty much complete. We're now going to grab the oak leaves and we're going to come all the way up to the top right and left side of the tree. We're going to place 4 oak leaves coming out from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, and on the other side as well, 1, 2, 3, 4. These leaves want to be as thick as the trunk of the tree. This is how we're going to start this off. We also want to raise them up. We want to raise them up about 3 rows. 1, 2, 3. I'd recommend only raising up the outer leaves. 1, 2, 3. Like this. So now we have kind of a shape to work with. What we now want to do is we kind of want to add some layers to the trees. So I'm going to leave a gap of 1 from the ends and I'm going to place another row of oak leaves that kind of sits inside of this, like so. So it's going to be a simple shape, kind of like a U shape, like this. I'm going to do this one more time, so a simple U shape like this, but it's going to be 1 row shorter. And that's about as thick as I want the actual tree to be. So now we've kind of established this shape, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to shape the actual leaves a bit. So actually on the back we'll do the same thing, right? So we'll extend the bottom row, a row towards us, we'll leave 1 off the end, and we'll do the same thing again, and we'll raise the sides up as high as the rest of the tree. So it kind of gives you an idea of what the living space is going to be like. It's best to start off with a simple shape like this and progress, I find. So I'm going to take this first layer of leaves that we added and I'm going to extend the middle outwards towards the side of the tree, and I'm going to trim the corners off the next layer. And I'm going to extend this leaf inwards. So I'm going to round it a little bit. Let's do the same on the opposite side. So we'll extend these corners inwards and then we'll chop the top and bottom off and then we'll extend the middle block inwards. So you can see that we have rounded the area a bit. We can fill the space in between these pairs of leaves if these blocks actually want to plate. And we can raise up this middle layer here to fill in the gap. And that actually gives us a really pleasing shape to look at. I actually really like that. So on the back, we can do the same thing. So on the back, we extend these 2 middle blocks outwards like this. We destroy the bottom and top block on both sides, like so. Then these middle blocks. And then we just fill this area in here in the middle. Again, if the leaves want to place, like this. And we raise up these middle blocks and we extend these 2, I don't know what is wrong with these leaves, and we extend those in to meet it. So we have a nice little set of ovals here, which looks really good. Then to put a top on this, it's quite simple. We'll just place a couple of layers of oak leaves that go all the way around the inside. We'll probably literally only do a couple. We'll do 1 and then 2. So we'll just place a layer of oak leaves that goes all the way around the inside like this, just to kind of like shape it a bit. And then we'll do 1 more. So we might not even need this 1 more, to be quite honest with you guys. It depends what sort of look you're looking for when it comes to your tree. It's very individual, I think, these tree houses, but there we go. It looks quite good like that, doesn't it? It looks somewhat natural, but also somewhat man-made. Now, all we have to do is make sure that these steps actually go into our tree here. So I'm going to destroy a few of these oak leaves that will allow us to walk up and into our treehouse. And I'm going to continue placing the oak slabs. We only need to place 2 more by the looks of things, so really only like 1, 2 leading upwards like this, and then that'll allow us to actually step in like so. And all we have to do in here is pretty much decorate. So we can add some oak slabs as a foundation if we like this, because there's not very many blocks you can actually just straight up place on leaves. So that might mean that we've got to just do this. There we go, and then we can actually get in. We can just walk up like so. There we go, we can kind of like come around that curve there. There we are, that's looking good. And now all we have to do, ladies and gentlemen, is we just have to decorate it with some materials of choice. So here's some of the things that I might use to make a little survival base. Okay, so here are the sorts of things that I'm going to be using, and I might also grab some more things too, but I'm going to begin with the oak wood slabs, the beds, armor stand, crafting table, cartography table, fletching, smithing, blast furnace, and the actual furnace as well. And we are going to cram as much survival related things in here as we possibly can. So all the way over here on the left side, I think that we have a good opportunity for a bed. So I'm going to raise up these 2 blocks here using the slabs, and I'm going to place a red bed. Pretty much everywhere you're going to have to raise up the blocks using slabs to actually place something. Otherwise you'll find that things kind of just float, which is no good of course. Now next to the bed, I think that we will have ourselves an armor stand, and perhaps we will have just a regular crafting table. Alongside the bed, I think that we'll place a double chest here next to the bed, kind of like concealed away. So all of these other blocks here, our library can go here, it can slot in the back, and then in front of this I'm going to destroy all of these slabs, and I'm going to place a little collection here of furnaces. So we have our cartography, fletching, smithing, blast furnace, and our actual furnace. And I might actually swap the actual furnace out. I'll show you what I mean in a second. So I'm just going to grab all of the rest of this stuff, and I'm going to destroy this furnace. I'm going to place a smoker in there. And then against this back wall, it's quite a large wall. So we have quite a good opportunity just to place some bookshelves like this. And we can we can just cram a little enchanting table in there. And we can stick maybe like a lantern to the side. We can put our double chest here just next to the bed, and we can actually place this on the leaf, so it's kind of hidden away. You could put some valuables in there if you liked. And then against this wall here, I would like it if I had just the regular furnace. And maybe I can have like a collection of furnaces here, because you know it's quite good to get like a whole smelting section going. And we could even have the same sort of thing. We could have like a double chest here as well. I don't know. You can still access that furnace actually, so that's not too bad. And we can have like a painting on this back wall if we want. That's too big. That's too small. I don't like that. So what if we do this? What if we just place a couple of things? I'm looking for like the middle-sized picture. Nah. No. Hang on. So I'm thinking the double. Like the 2x2. I want either Thinking Man perfect, or I would have also accepted karate. So that's looking quite good. It's quite a civilized little section here. And I'm going to chuck these things away. And I'm going to grab the flower pots, maybe the pots again, saplings, glass, and some trapdoors. Oh, and we also have to find room for the cauldrons and the brewing stands too. So we've got to figure out that little section. That might be a little bit tricky, actually. We might even say place, like, maybe we'll just turn this into a single chest. We'll stick a cauldron in there. And then maybe we can tuck away a brewing stand. I mean, it could just sit on top of it, and then we could have access to both things, actually, I do believe. And we could even somehow, I'm trying to find a place for this desperately, we could even have like a little flower with, or a little plant pot with a sapling in it. I like the idea of having a sapling in, because we're like growing a tree inside of a tree. I kind of like that idea. It makes me laugh a little bit. And all we have to do here is just stick a trapdoor, boom, just above these ladders. So we have a very cozy little survival a little survival base in here. And you can, if you like, add some natural light to the survival base. So if we come up top here and we restore some of the leaves that we just destroyed, my bad. I'm thinking maybe these top 2 blocks here, or maybe the top 3, can be glass, and then that way natural light is let in. So it's something that you wouldn't even notice, but you now have natural light let in. And that's the survival base, ladies and gentlemen. That is your easy, super simple treehouse. So this is what your treehouse will look like once it has been 100% fully completed, ladies and gentlemen. Complete with interior. I do hope that you guys have enjoyed this tutorial. If you have, and you're new around here, please do consider subscribing to the channel and clicking that little bell next to the subscription button. That will ensure that I don't fall off of the walkway again as I walk down the outside of my treehouse. Plus, all of my videos will get sent directly to your sub box. If you want to make anything else by me, whether it be super simple houses or city builds or big builds, check out the card system, description below, and the top of the comment section. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I love you all very much, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye!